Well, good day, folks. Welcome to the MB Wildman channel. On today's video, I'm going to show you a real quick setup that I like to use here in New Brunswick, and I call this my field island set. It's not real difficult, but it is a surefire way if you want to take foxes and coyotes and bobcats too. But if you want to take fox and coyotes specifically off agricultural land or off farmers' fields or fallow fields that you have around, then this is really the way to go. I use these sets a lot of the time. They're ignored by most trappers. Most hunters, you know, guys driving by, people driving by, they never give them a second look. But I look for them specifically, and you can trust me on this one. If you set these up like I'm going to show you, you will take fox and you will take coyote and you will take them all snaring season long. These are honey holes when it comes to that type of setup. Listen, as always, if you haven't yet subscribed to the MB Wildman channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell so that you get notified when we upload new content. Wouldn't want you to miss any videos, that's for sure. And as always, we're looking for questions, comments, feedback, you know, whatever you want to share with us here on the channel. We'd be happy to hear from you, and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can on those. So I'm out for a little quick drive here during this social isolation time. You know, we're supposed to be socially distant from everybody. For me, that's not a big deal. I don't like people too much anyway. So I'm out here looking for some new spots that would fall into the category of my field island set. And just a quick drive around will show you, I'll be able to show you exactly what I'm looking for. Okay guys, so what I'm looking for when I talk about a field island set is I'm talking about an area where you've got a regular field. You know, could be soybean, probably not corn, try to avoid cornfields, but could be soybean, could be just regular hay or wheat or straw, whatever. And there's actually an island of trees, a physical island of trees in the field. Now, this is probably made from, you know, years ago it was a rock pile, or there was a reason why they couldn't use this portion of the field. And what happens over time is that it grows up with trees. Okay, so you get basically an island of trees in a field. You're looking for one that's not too big. You want to be able to control access to it. You're looking for one that is thick, right? So you need some fir trees. You don't want to be able to see through it. You see them every now and then, and they're all, you know, they're grown up with birch or with popple, and you can kind of see through the island to the other side of the field. You don't want that, because then everybody can see through as to what's going on. You want it to be dense, okay? You also don't want it to be too big. Oh, there's one right there. Hold on one sec, right there. Perfect. Okay, just a second. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you this one right here in a minute. So you don't want it to be too big. You want it to be one that you can control access to. So sometimes you drive by fields and there's like a half an acre or 3/4 of an acre of patch of reason why they couldn't cut or they couldn't use that field. You don't want that one. What you're looking for is just something real small. It might be, I mean, this one here might be, I don't know, might be 30 feet, you know, and around in a circle here. And it's real easy to control the access to. So listen, you can also do this in cutovers too, but I find they don't work quite as well. I mean, they're okay, but they don't work as well as a field. So if you take a look at this right here, there's another great example right here of a cut with a nice little island right in the middle, right there. Just a bunch of trees they couldn't cut. So that's another great spot if you don't have a field, if you're in a cut area and you're up along the edge. That's a nice little island of trees right there. You can set up same way I set the field. You know, so you can use that as well. If you're in an area, that one there is just up on the road to Deersdale Mill. So anyway, I'm gonna walk you in here and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about for a field island set. A little windy out this morning, so you're probably gonna get some noise on the camera here, guys. But so I'm driving down the road right here, right? There's a truck, and looking over in this field. Now this field isn't used a whole lot. I do know they get some hay out of it, but you see it's starting to grow up with little fir trees anyway. So anyway, the road's here. There's a little patch of woods here that borders the road, which isn't used, and then you've got this field here, and then the wood edge. But right here, you've got a perfect example of what I call my field island. So I'll walk you around it. It's thick, mostly fir trees, and this one borders the woods real close. So that's good. It's not essential that it's next to the woods, but it is good if it is, just so you get less distance for the animals to come. So as you can see, this is only, this might be 30 feet, you know, diameter wise. Right, so this is just an island of trees that have grown up in the middle of this field, okay? So I found my field island, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually go into the island and I'm gonna show you how I would set this up and what I would do over the course of the year. I like to use a lot of the same ones over and over again. Okay, this is a new one. But what I'll do is I'll come right in here into the center, basically, of the island. I'll try to find the middle, or at least, you know, close to the middle as I can. Probably right about here is what I would do. So right about where I'm standing is where I put my bait. And if you look around this in 360 degrees, you can still see the truck right out here. Okay, so we'll go all the way around. From where I'm standing back to the edge of the field, I guess my farthest point would be maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 feet. And then the closest point would be probably right here, where I would be, I don't know, 10, 12 maybe, okay, to the edge of the field. And right where I'm standing is where I would peg my bait. So probably, you know, attach it to this tree right here, either with some wire or, you know, nail it to the tree, whatever you're going to use for bait, whatever your favorite bait is. So for me, I don't use beaver bait here, only because beaver are too valuable in my pail sets, right? So here I'd use, you know, if I had a farmer that was getting rid of a, you know, he had a calf that died in birth or they didn't want or whatever, or, you know, local meat shop guys, whatever it is that you're going to use for bait normally. If you can score a roadkill, if that's legal in your place, you know, in your state or province, you can score a roadkill. This is a perfect spot for it. So what I would do is I drag a fairly large chunk of bait in here, and I would attach it to a tree or to a stump or whatever, basically in the center of my field island. And then I'd fan out like spokes on a wheel, and I'd set between 12 and 20 snares around this island. Okay, I'd keep my snares just inside the edge of the island so they can't be seen from the field or from the road, and that you can check them easy by just doing a quick walk around the island. So what this does is it produces a funnel, and it produces an area, a real great area where foxes and coyotes are going to travel. So they're going to be out in these fields anyway, hunting for mice or snakes or voles or whatever it is that they're out there eating. And they're going to catch a whiff of this bait. They're going to check out these islands in the middle of the fields. Their focal points, they'll draw their attention. Now, if there's bait in here, of course, it's going to draw their attention even more. So when they come in, they're going to be coming from the field. They have no choice. So what we'll do, or what I'll do, after my bait's established here, I'll cut a few little lanes where I'm going to place my snares. And I'll do this early on, like I'm talking early spring. If you can get some bait early and just leave it, let them eat, let them feed through the summertime, you know, maybe bait it a couple of times between early spring when you establish the spot and then in the fall when you're gonna go ahead and hunt it. You don't have to constantly bait it. It's not like a bait station. You don't need to feed them all the time. They're gonna check this area out anyway. So once you put your bait in here and you've got your island, then like I said, like spokes on a wheel, you just want to go out in as many lanes as possible that you can see that look good, areas to hang a snare. Then you're going to want to kind of clear those out, and don't clear them like you can drive a car through them, but just knock a few branches off and make it so that that's an easy travel route for game to get in and out, and then place some bait here and let them eat it. Again, just a couple of times. When the fall comes and you're ready to snare, once snaring season gets here, then you want to establish your bait here again, a nice fresh piece of whatever you're going to use, and then take those same travel routes and hang snares. You will pick up fox and coyote like you would not believe on these field islands. I've used them for a long time, and I've taken a lot of fur off them. And you can use them, once they're established, you can use them over and over again. You know, if you catch a fox right over there and he messes up the area a little bit and you know, tears down some trees or whatever, that's fine. Just move your snare back toward the bait 2 or 3 feet, or away from the bait 2 or 3 feet, depending on what kind of lane you got, and just hang another snare. It'll pay off in spades. So this is one that I just found today, and I will use this in the fall. Let me take you real quick just around the corner and up the road a couple miles, and I'll show you one that I've been using already. So I just wanted to show you this one as we drove by on my way to my other setup here. This is a great field island right here, but it's too big. So as you can see as we drive by, it's too large to control access. Okay, so you can see here it's quite large. I mean, this would be, I don't know how big it would be, half an acre maybe. It's quite big. Anyway, the point is that this field island is exactly what it qualifies as a field island in my book, but it's just so large that I wouldn't be able to control the access, so I won't use it. So I'm in here now in the middle of this little island in the field, and I'm basically sitting right here, right where I normally keep my bait. So there's a large rock on this side and an opening, and then this is a little open area. I'm basically right in the middle of that little tiny field island. Now this one's a little bit smaller than the one I just showed you, but they all work kind of the same. I keep a snare there, 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can see the little trails in behind me. But even for an island this small, I'd keep at least a dozen snares in here during the run of a season. And I'll probably take 2 or 3 fox and 2 or 3 coyote off this one island every single snaring season. It's just, they're just great locations because you naturally have those animals out in the fields anyway, hunting at night. And then they're traveling in and through here looking for small game anyway. And of course the bait helps as well. Listen, I hope this is something that can help you out on your line. And just one little word of caution, depending on the area that you're in, you know, if you got some guys that might steal some game or steal some sets or really mess with your stuff, then you might want to keep your snares to the back side away from the road view. But if you're in an area like I am and nobody really messes with your stuff too much and you're wide open to do whatever, then I trap the whole way around this, right? Like I'll put snares the whole way around the island. So anyway, I hope this helps you out and it's something you can use. So until next time, happy hunting from the MB Wildman channel.